Hello, everyone. I hope everyone is doing well. I hope everyone had a good week. I hope everyone's Pesach preparations are going well. All Pesach information has been sent out from the show. Of course, if you have any questions or we can help in any way, feel free to reach out to me directly or to the office, whomever can be most helpful. Unfortunately, we continue to count the days, and today is the 189th day of captivity for the hostages that remain in Gaza. And we continue to daven for them and to daven for all the soldiers that are fighting on behalf of the state of Israel, the Jewish people, to save the hostages, and we daven for the entire Jewish people. This week's parsha is Parshas Mitzorah, which deals primarily with a person afflicted with saras, generally translated as leprosy, but different skin or hair discolorations that render a person tameh, ritually impure. And there is a tradition that saras is a punishment for different sins, primarily Lashon Hara, negative speech about others, gossip. And the ordeal of having saras, if you would if you would have saras on you, it would be a very difficult ordeal in so many different ways. Once you are proclaimed tameh, ritually impure, you are sent out of the camp, and you would have been ostracized. People probably would have been talking about you. But even the actual process of being examined by the Kohen, both to render you tameh, ritually impure, and also when the Kohen would declare you tahor, pure, also we should think about would have been at least possibly a very difficult, embarrassing, maybe even degrading experience. You have to present yourself to a Kohen, and then you are examined. It's something that you would have been embarrassed about, some discoloration, the actual physical aspect of it, the fact that it would make you ritually impure if it was associated with sin, and then this person is looking at you. It might be on a part of your body that is you're not as comfortable sharing, and that itself would have been a difficult aspect of the ordeal. And perhaps this aspect actually was meant to be perhaps a punishment, or in a positive light, a learning experience for the Metzorah. Because if the Metzorah was punished for being someone who spoke Lashon Hara, that means someone who talks about others, who sort of speaks about them and looks at them as an object to judge and to share about with others, that perspective has to be changed. And so when the person would present themselves to the Kohen, so if it was a negative experience, if they would feel that the Kohen was looking at him and judging him and treating him more as an object than as a person, and that way embarrass them and take away their dignity, they may feel a certain amount of pain from that. And hopefully that would be a learning experience and realize this is what it feels like to be on the other side. This is what it feels like for people to talk about you and to judge you. The person may realize, you know what, I don't want to do that to someone else. I don't want to make someone else feel that way. And if it was a positive experience, hopefully the Metzorah would meet a righteous Kohen. The Kohen was supposed to look at the Metzorah sensitively, in a dignified manner. Chazal discussed the different ways that a man or a woman would be examined, only revealing the part that would have to be looked at and done in the most modest way as possible. The Kohen was meant to take into consideration subjective factors. Was it right before Yontiv? Do you want to ruin the person's Yontiv? Is the person celebrating? Or is there a wedding coming up? Sheva brachos. And so if the Mesorah would come to a Kohen and he was already very self-conscious, and the Kohen would treat him in a dignified way, and the Kohen would be kind to the person, hopefully that would also be a learning experience. And the person realizes, wow, that person really was thoughtful. And that person didn't look at me as just a piece of meat to examine. And the person looked at me as a human. And the person realized that I exist in a context and I can't only see the negative, I have to see the whole person. That also would be a learning experience. Chazal see Lashon Hara as such a bad trait and sin. They see it as a source of so much negativity that only grows within the person, negativity that is spread to other people, spread within a community. It is something that we all struggle with. Chazal themselves say it's almost impossible not to violate the letter or the spirit of the law of Lashon Hara. We are social creatures, and there is a temptation to speak bad about certain people sometimes. But one way to improve, we're all always trying to improve our speech, is through role reversal, is through if we've had an experience where unfortunately we feel like we were judged or someone said something not nice about us, we should hold on to that and remember that, not to be mad at that person, but to remember what it feels like to make sure we won't do that to someone else. And if we feel like someone did treat us in a very sensitive manner and and didn't highlight something bad about ourselves. We should remember how good that felt to us and how appreciative we are, and to think, I want to be someone like that who acts towards other people in that way. And if not, if we don't have these actual experiences, we should always think, what would it be like to be the other person? What would it be like to be on the other side, so to speak? And hopefully that will allow us to have a positive perspective. We should all be sources of positivity, of positive speech, of positive perspectives, to see people in the best light, to see the world in the best light. And we should be the catalyst of not Lashon Hara, but Lashon Tov. We should be someone who speaks well about others, and that will catch on and help others speak well about others. That should be a merit for ourselves and a merit for the entire Jewish people at this time. Wish everyone a good Shabbos and Shabbat Shalom.